recording it. So just getting started. Thank you. So we have an incredible new thing with our shipping, okay? So we have expedited shipping. If you guys didn't know, you can get expedited shipping. It's new. We also have FedEx Delivery Manager. It's a new feature that the company's given us where you can get tracking updates of your package via text messages. You can also request packages to be held at the nearest hold facility, and there's a lot more information for that. So stay involved and stay plugged into the latest news. Something really, really awesome. Dave now is doing 2 Facebook Lives on our Purium support group. Okay, so we're gonna have Dave, instead of doing it once a week, now he's doing it twice a week. It's happening on Tuesdays and Fridays at 5 p.m. So if you're customers, or if you have questions about superfoods, or if a kind of pregnant woman do the transformation, whatever questions you may have in regards to the superfoods, tune into the Facebook Live. Dave puts a lot of time and effort in collecting all the answers and responding to everyone. Also, we have a sister company, Platinum Europe. It's our lovely company in the other side of the world, and we're having a Platinum Europe online event coming up, so you must register in advance. It's happening on September 19th at 8 in the morning. And one of the last things I want to touch on the newsletter this morning is syncing the company events to our phone. I actually did it last month for the first time, and you can sync the whole calendar to your phone. So if you have an iPhone, you can open your calendar and you can sync every single event. And you can do that in iShare/events. You're gonna scroll all the way to the bottom and you're gonna click on subscribe to ICS. And you're going to link all of Purium calendars and events forever to your phone. So if you're wondering when the event's happening, just look at your calendar. You only got to do it once, and then you get it for infinity. So this is great news. So now I want to jump into my training, and I'm going to talk about something that I'm very passionate about. And if you guys, we have 251 people. That means we have 3 winners. Yeah, we have 3 winners. This is incredible. So we're going to get those names for you. Something that I loved to teach and something that has transformed my life is communication. We are in the business of humans. We're talking to human, we're networking before we're marketing. And in our networking, we must communicate. So if you guys stay tuned to the end of this training, I promise that you're going to find yourself able to create and resolve and restore a lot of love and affinity with all those people that we've been pushing and that, you know, we had disagreements in the past. If you stay put to the end of my training, you are going to shift your communication skills from fixing and surviving or fixing and selling. You know, it's, hey, you gotta lose weight, let me give you the products. Hey, something's wrong with you, let me fix you, right? We always try to fix broken people. This is our nature, it's our program. We're trying to survive and fix. And we're also trying to sell. Sometimes we're selling just because we need the points. We're selling just because we need the money and not because there's more behind the selling. So if you stay put, you're going to learn how to shift your communication from selling to being a person that is possibility-based. When you talk to people, you want to create possibilities. You're also going to discover a new way of listening that would allow you to be in conversations with freedom and peace of mind, right? This being authentic, this being your true self is the new trend, right? People are craving authenticity. People are craving you speaking from your heart, not reading a script, not following an outline. People want to hear you saying, I don't know. People want to hear you saying, I hustled a lot to get where I am. I went through a lot of suffering before I actually got what I wanted. So people want to hear you authentically. Staying tuned the next 45 minutes. you're going to experience, actually you may experience a new level of power to enroll others in participating in your opportunity, whether it is for the products or the business. So by being yourself, you may have access to being yourself in conversations with all kinds of people, whether they're entrepreneurs, whether they're yoga teachers, whatever they are. Sometimes we get a little intimidated by these people that show success. So by learning what I want to teach you guys, you might experience an increased level of effectiveness in the conversations that you have moving forward. Those people that say no, with in those conversations where in the past we used to be super ineffective because we didn't know what to say and we messed it up, and then we turn them off. And most people don't know how to say no, so they give a million excuses and they just run away, right? They avoid your phone calls. They don't want to answer when we're calling just because they're afraid of saying no. So what I truly desire for all of you guys, there's 261 participants right now, is to transform our communication so we can resolve all those battles, all the battles that people are fighting against, whether it is with their bodies, whether it is with their finances, whether it is with their community or their mindset. So we can fulfill anything our heart desires. And I believe that who we truly are, all of us, lives in our listening and our speaking. The way that we listen to people and the way that we speak creates who we are and how we project into other people's lives. So the quality of our lives and the quality of our business, it's 100% related to our conversation skills. And you guys, you see, there's some brand partners that come in and they hit fast start. And you're like, how do they hit fast start in less than 2 months, in fast start diamond? How do they hit fast start in their fast start executive in the first month? And I'm here to tell you that these are skills of listening and skills in communication. Maybe that brand partner that hit fast start so fast has a better listening skill. And maybe the upline has a better communication skill, right? They teach it in a different way. So we can hear it, we can listen and hear it. So everything resides in the way that we talk. And a lot of us, including myself, engage in polluted conversations. And I call polluted conversations to those conversations when we had traumas in the past, we had some negative conversations or connotations with some parts of ourselves, and some of us with what is network marketing, right? We get turned down so easily when we say, oh yeah, this is a network marketing. Like, how many of us don't want to say it's an MLM? Right? We share all these beautiful things, and the time that they ask the question, is this an MLM? We just want to hide, right? We want to hide and want to say, oh, I know this is an MLM. It is, but let me tell you, it's different. I was one of those, right? Because I wasn't skilled in answering that question. And I wasn't skilled in listening from where they were coming from. And this is what I want to teach you guys. Because when we are trapped in this point of view, when we believe something to be true, we're trapped on it. And we don't know that we're trapped in this thought that is not true. Like, network marketing is not a pyramid scheme. It's not. It's an awesome business model. It's actually the best business model that I ever faced. And I'm a professional. I went to Ivy League schools. I went to colleges. I got into Harvard. I graduated as an architect. And let me tell you, this is the most lucrative job that I ever had. And we can all make a lot of money if we want. We can have a lucrative income if we truly overcome those blocks that we face with ourselves. So most of us live in this world of surviving. I said that just now, right? When we are trying to survive and pay our bills or get moving because we have other priorities, or we want to fix people. We want to fix all those friends that don't have money. We want to fix all those parents that don't have time to spend with their children. We want to fix everything, right? We want to be the #1 fixers of the world. And I know that that's not the right way to come to people. With that mindset of fixing is not authentic, because that's not who we truly are. We're not here to manipulate, to control, to resist. and all these things, because all of us are literally like protecting ourselves, protecting our ego, controlling, avoiding, defending, forcing an outcome. How many of us sign up people just to get the UBT because we're expert manipulators and convincers? We know how to convince people so well and manipulate them, and we just sign them up for the wrong reason, right? Because that person was better off a loyal customer. And just because it's our nature to manipulate with our words, because we just really want an outcome, we describe the opportunity, we describe the products, then we express our thoughts about it, and then we make a command. Do this and you get this, right? And that is not authentic. Instead, I'm going to teach you guys a new way, a way where you're going to give up all your expectations. You're going to come from a place of love and service, where you truly have to listen to what they say and tune in and give up and accept what they're saying. Be of service, acknowledge them. How many of you guys acknowledge your brand partners, acknowledge your customers, acknowledge your friends? I want to acknowledge you for being such a great mom and always being so busy. I don't know how you do it. Acknowledge everyone. Bring your best self into every conversation. And when you come from this place of state of like trying to manipulate with your words, now you're saying, I'm just going to surrender. I'm going to accept. I'm going to give the best that I can. So they don't feel that we're being pushy, because being pushy, we create being pushy with our words. The way that we show up feels pushy. The other person feels pushy. So instead, I ask you guys to come to every conversation with integrity. Integrity to yourself, your values, what you're standing in life, and also take responsibility. Take responsibility and be generous. And I want to share a story because we just moved into a new condo and we don't have much furniture. We have a table and 4 chairs. And Ra grabbed all the chairs, he put them all together and he made them like a desk. And some of the chairs were upside down. I don't know what kind of kid experiment he was doing to make a desk, right? And I go into the room and I was like, where are all the chairs? And he's like, oh, I made a desk because we don't have them. And I was like, no, well, I want the chairs to be in the kitchen. This is their kitchen chairs. And now I don't have a place to sit, right? And so we got in a little argument, and then he literally surrendered. Right? I knew where the conversation was going to go, but I've noticed that he surrendered and he said, I'm sorry, I'll bring the chairs back to the table. And so he kept integrity to our love, right? Because we're partners. That integrity. And then he took responsibility. So he went to the room, he grabbed all the chairs and he put them back in the table. And I was washing the dishes. So I was like, taking a look at how he was going and bringing all the chairs, putting them back in the table. And then he came and he said, anything to make you happy. So he came from a generous point of view. So he had integrity, he took responsibility, and he was generous. So what happened, our conversation was awesome because I say, thank you, I love you too, right? And it could have been, hey, why did you do that? That's not the right way to do it. Let me show you how we're going to create a desk, blah, 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 blah. And this is what we're trying to do when we enroll our prospects. So if you can switch your words to create a new reality, you'll have successful breakthroughs. And you're not going to learn everything on this Zoom right now. We have like 30 more minutes to go, but this is why it's so important that all of us have personal development education. All of us must be reading books and must be expanding our knowledge in relating with others and relating with ourselves and in the way that we speak. So there are 3 magic words, guys. There are 3 magic words. And these 3 magic words can change your life. As an architect, sometimes I had to sign off drawings with the engineer. And if I said something that wasn't true, I could get in a huge lawsuit. This words, it's I don't know. The biggest thinkers in the world, Einstein, you can just look, all of the biggest thinkers, They know how to say, I don't know. Saying I don't know is very powerful. When I started and I didn't know the products, because I never tasted the products, I tasted the products once I hit Diamond. I used to say, I don't know how it tastes, but let me tell you, everyone says that it tastes amazing. So it's okay for you to say, I don't know, let me get you an answer. Let me talk to the expert. Let me talk to my upline and I'll have an answer for you in a couple minutes. But just don't try to create a story. Say, I don't know. It's going to help you so much in your communication with your prospects. Say, I don't know. I just started. I don't know. But let me connect you with someone that's been doing this for 2 years and they know that answer. So learn how to say, I don't know. And don't relate to people as they're small. Always think of everyone as extraordinary. Everyone is just as awesome as you are. And when you come across that way, you're going to see everyone extraordinary. Okay? Remember, we're a mirror of each other. We see in others what we see in ourselves. I was watching this documentary of Guru Ramdas the other day, and he says something so awesome that I want to share with you guys. And he said, the sun goes down to let the moon shine. Every day, the sun goes down to let the moon shine. And then the moon goes down to let the stars shine, right? The moon, when the moon goes away, then the stars shine. So it's not always about you shining. It's about them shining. Sometimes we're the sun and we got to let the moon shine. And then the moon's got to let the stars shine. And we pass it forward because it's about the stars shining and all the bigger stars to hide and dim their lights so the other ones can shine brighter. So I want to spend the next 30 minutes talking about objections, because a lot of us, including myself, I was found in this place where I would put myself out in the game and do what my upline said and ask people to listen to me, to join a Zoom, and I would get a lot of no's. And this is when I started working on communication skills, because it's like everyone's saying no to me. I don't think this is for me. I'm crying. I was like, I reached out to 50 people and everybody's saying no. And some of them ignored my message. They didn't even return my message. And I felt so heartbroken. And I'm a Pisces. Moon and sun, you guys, super sensitive sign. I will cry for everything. Lucy Mays can tell you, Rock can tell you, right? I cry for everything. I'm very sensitive. So being in a place where everyone said no to me was very difficult. But remember, when we show up and we're vulnerable, we can create so many huge things because we're strengthening our character. Our grit, it's becoming thicker and thicker and thicker. And being an entrepreneur means being vulnerable. Being an entrepreneur means I'm going to get rejected. Every time you do a prospecting with anyone, be prepared to be rejected. Being rejected is part of our business. I used to make this exercise with my team when we would work on getting 5 yeses before 100 no's, and knowing that the no's are no yets, and the no's are all seeds that we're planting, and how not to take anything personal. So who here likes to say, hey, I'm gonna go prospect for an hour, I'm about to go get rejected for an hour, right? None of us like that. That's why we procrastinate or prospecting. And then the end of the month comes, it's like, oh my gosh, I gotta make it to executive. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, because I procrastinated all month because I didn't wanna get into prospecting, because I was deeply, unconsciously not ready to be rejected. So we just spoke about listening and speaking, and how a lot of us are trapped in our limiting beliefs. And some of us don't even know about limiting beliefs. We don't know what our rockets are. We don't know what we're running in the back of our heads that is preventing us from seeing new possibilities, for creating new opportunities for our life. And I'm here to tell you guys, I've noticed in my experience and with other mentors that I had, that every single prospect that I come across has either a limiting belief about themselves, okay, a limited belief about themselves, that they don't know enough people, that they don't have time, that they're not good at selling, that they're not good at leaders, that they're introverts, or they have a limiting belief about network marketing. I'm not making enough. I don't think I can make enough money on that. So I want to hear from you guys, actually. I want you guys to drop in the chat some of the objections that you find you faced in your Purium enrollment. Like who has said something like, is this like Herbalife? Is this a pyramid scheme? Can you guys drop in the chat some of the objections that you're facing every day that you put yourself out in the game? Let's see. So many. I have so many messages. I gotta scroll down. There's 287. So we're actually really close to getting another winner for 500 points. So let's not give up yet. We have a few more minutes left. So let's see. I'm trying to get to the bottom. There's so many messages coming. Let's see. Is this an MLM? Cannot commit to a transformation or have time. Is this a pyramid scheme? They don't know anyone to sell or to have any friends. Actually, I'm gonna pull up a screen. I'm gonna share something in the screen so we can start filling this up right here, okay? I don't know anyone. I got no money. I don't know people. I don't do network marketing. Money is tight right now. I don't know anyone. I haven't read that information yet. So it's a limiting belief about themselves. I did something like that before. I don't like shapes. I don't know people. I can't sell. I don't like selling. I'm bad at sales. This is not for me. I'm not putting that all over my social media. It's a pyramid cult. That's so typical. I'm too busy. Tried an MLM, it was not good. Don't believe how this food is processed. So that's a limiting belief about network marketing. It's about belief about the company. I need my partner to the side. I got that one before. I'm bad at business. I don't want to buy stuff every month. How many of us want to join the business but they don't want to put a smart order because they see it as a cost and not as an investment? Unethical connections, too expensive for powder. I don't like vegetables. I already take supplements. I was told by someone I won't leave on smoothie, like food. That's funny. I'm an introvert. I have to think about it. I already eat clean. I'm already healthy. I'm not good at schedules. Wow, you guys, this is great. I'm bad at selling. I'm not a business. I eat whole foods. I got that one before. You join a cult. You guys see how the pattern keeps showing up for all of us? It's green, MLM pray. My spouse says no. I'm allergic. Okay. I think this is good enough to notice greenwashed. I think this is great for us to notice that we all go through these limiting beliefs, right? We all face these objections. You're not just special. It happens to all of us. It happens to every single one of us. And I want us to take a moment and look at this spreadsheet, because I want you to be present to these objections, because I want to welcome you to network marketing, because you're going to be facing these objections every single day you put yourself out there to be vulnerable and create possibilities for others. So I invite you to get this into your head and know that this is going to show up. So I tell my organization, have this on your phone. So every time you get an objection, you can make a distinction. Is this a limiting belief about themselves? So they have a limiting belief about network marketing. Because it's important that we know where our prospects are coming from. And most likely, if they have a limiting belief about themselves, it's because something happened earlier in their lives and they created this belief that they're not worth it, that they're not good enough, that they can, they deserve better, whatever that might be. But if you know where they're coming from, then you can guide your conversation in a way that it's more efficient. So if they have a limiting belief about network marketing, guess what? It's your job to educate them. It's your job to educate them about the business model and explain how and why this is awesome. I like to have some of my prospects read books before I get them to work with me. Because if they're educated, the 4-year career is 60 minutes. It's a book that is 60 minutes long. Everyone that is willing to invest in their business and their time can read a 60-minute book, right? And one of the traits of a true leader is to be coachable. So you want to know that they're coachable before they even start working with you. So educate everyone and ask them questions. So there's 4 steps that I put everyone through that says no. And I want you guys to take notes, and if someone can put this in the chat. So there's 4 steps that I go through every time somebody rejects me. Or actually, they don't reject me, they reject the opportunity. I share the analogy, every time I walk in front of a restaurant, I don't stop and eat, right? Because I'm not hungry. I drive in front of a lot of restaurants every day, but I don't stop and eat the food because I'm not hungry. I'm busy. It doesn't mean that I don't like the food that they're serving. And same thing with our prospects. Some of our prospects are just not ready. It doesn't mean that they don't like you. It doesn't mean the opportunity doesn't work. It just means that they're in a different headspace and they need time and they need more exposures. The goal is always to have conversations to get to the next exposure. It's not to have a yes. It takes 4 to 9 exposures before someone says, I'm interested, and over 100 in social media. So remember, our goal is to always go to the next exposure. So how can I get to the next exposure? So these 4 steps is a way for you to get to your next exposure. So the first thing that you should be doing when someone says, no, I don't have time, is you're gonna listen. You're gonna be present, you're gonna listen. Okay, so number 1 is listen. I like to mirror back what they say. I hear you, you don't have time. I hear you. I hear you, I see you, you don't have time. I see you're always busy. I see you. So listen. Step number 2 is you're gonna relate. I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad you said you don't have time. Because when I started, I was a full-time architect. And the last thing in my mind was to put something else in my busy schedule. So relate. Listen and relate. Relate with the story. If it's not your story, you can use somebody else's story. And there is a reason why Dave and Amy invest so much time, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays on opportunity calls. There is a guest in every single opportunity call. And that guest is sharing a story. So if you don't have enough stories to share, start joining every single opportunity Zoom call. Because you're gonna have 3 new stories every single day. Every single week, sorry. So start using other people's stories if you can relate. Because that's the next step. The next step is tell your story or your stories. I hear you, you don't have time. I'm so glad you said that. When I was exposed to this opportunity, I was a full-time architect. And last thing I had in my mind was to put something else in my busy schedule. But let me share with you how I did it, because I was able to do this part-time. And after 1.5 years, I was able to fully transition into my Purium business and do this full-time. So if I was to show you how I did it, will you be open to getting on a connect call? Will you be open to meeting me for a cup of coffee? So number 4 is if I would you. So listen, relate, tell your story or your stories. If I would you. This is, guys, how we can skillfully schedule our next exposure. We're not trying to close in right now with this conversation. If I was to send you a video, will you have time to watch it today? That's the next exposure, the video that they're gonna watch. So remember, the goal is to always set a next exposure. If I was to show you how you can justify your time, will you be open to taking a look? For example, sometimes I have prospects that are moms, and I'm not a mom. And I tell them with honesty, I don't know how to relate to you because I'm not a mom. And I have no idea what your life might be like as a mom. But if I was to show you how some of my brand partners that are moms have done it very successfully, will you mind if I share how they did it? So use somebody else's story. Be honest. Don't pretend to be a mom. Don't pretend to know what being a mom is, because that's a very hard skill to handle. I always share Sarah Rhinelander story. She did a business opportunity where her testimonial is in back office. If there's a mom, I send them her story, because she's a 4-star crown. She's the highest income earner in the company, and she built a business being pregnant all through the last 4 or 5 years. I don't know, she's been pregnant, she has a lot of kids, right? And she's a super mom. So I used her story. So if I was to show you how she did it, will you be open to the opportunity? The goal is to always guide them to the next exposure. And this will come with practice. We always say, if you're new, start with a list, the 200 people list or 50 people list. There's a reason for us to start with that list. That list allows us to practice. By the time you're done with your 200 people list, now you get to actually get in the game, because now you're gonna have more training. So feel comfortable being uncomfortable. Know that it's part of the process. I thought becoming a crown was the most unachievable goal ever. I used to talk to Lucy. Lucy, can you share with me how the royal crown acted? How does she dress? How does she behave? What does she do, right? Because I wanted to start acting like a royal crown. I remember being in the bus with Rachel, another of our crowns, and I was asking Rachel, like, how did you make it to crown? Like, I would ask questions because I couldn't believe, like, that was like mission impossible. Becoming a crown it was so far, right? Because I just kept getting rejected. I kept getting people to say no to me over and over and over. And I wanted to quit every week, and I was crying all the time, and the hustle was real. And I kept going. And I started to say, every time someone says no, I'm gonna celebrate it, because I just made an exposure. And I got 8 more rejections before I get someone that's interested. So I made it a game. I made it a game to put myself out in the game and be rejected over and over and over and over and over, so I could get to my superstar, and I could get a runner, someone that will run with me, my running buddies, right? And that's the goal that we all want to get. We want to put ourselves out there, try to find our yeses in the oceans of no's, of no yets, and then find our running buddies, because leadership is the engine of our business. Our business is only going to take off when we have running buddies, when we have our superstars that are shining bright. It's about them shining. Remember, the sun moves for the moon. And this is something that I wanted to share with all of you, because I found that it really transformed my life to put these 4 steps into practice. And you're gonna find that you can use them in everything in your life. When I'm having conversations with my mom, I listen, I relate, then I tell my story, and I was like, hey mom, if I was to buy you a flight, will you come and visit me, right? So, and then she feels heard. She feels that I'm authentic. She feels like, oh, you listen to me. You know, I'm afraid of going because of COVID or whatever. And I share a story. And then she's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to think about it. Thank you so much. And she doesn't say no. She says, I'm going to think about it, because I came from a place where I'm being authentic, where I make her feel that she's heard. So this is all I have for you guys today. I'm open. We have a lot of people. If you guys have any questions, I'd love to answer them. You can put them in the chat and I can answer them. And I'm super excited and honored that you guys gave me this space to hear me and receive what I have to say. But yeah, Eric, understanding psychology is really the key to success. It's understanding how people work, understanding their brains. And I'm so grateful for all of you, and just don't give up. Keep going. Remember, what is the saying? I know it in Spanish, but in English it's like, that cave that you fear to go has the treasure that you're looking for. So our treasure is inside that fear. It's inside that place that is dark and scary that we don't want to go. It's the other side of us, right? It's on the other side of our shadow. So keep on going, don't quit, keep doing the work, keep contenting your upline, keep showing up. Showing up is the magic to everything. And we have winners, but I don't know, Amy, how we can release the winners. Let's see if I got something. I think that Amy Benner. Okay, we have 3 winners. First winner is Brianna Rivera. Where's Brianna Rivera?
I am.
Congratulations, Brianna. Second winner, we have Topu Havili. Topu, you're a winner. Congratulations.
Whoa.
We actually have 2 more winners, okay? So the third winner, Alicia.
Love you guys.
Alicia Buivis, congratulations. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. And we have 1 more winner. It's Mandy Niesel. Did I pronounce that right? Mandy Niesel.
Right. Hi.
Yay. So congratulations, guys. Brianna, Topo, Alicia, and Mandy. You guys just won 500 points for your rank advancing. So congratulations. And let's learn from today's call. Let's keep each other accountable in every single call. Text your upline, text your downline, and show up. Because if you don't show up, no one else is going to show up for you. So that's all I have for you guys. I love you and thank you. And have an awesome Monday. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. meet with Leslie at 6 p.m. So Zoom tomorrow at 6 p.m. We're going to be giving away points again. So you can't miss that. Okay,
Love
guys.
you.
Love you too. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
You're so incredible.
Thank you.
Sima.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you. Mahalo.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Sima.
Handsome
Thank you.
as they deserve.
Amazing.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you, guys.
Yay.
Mahalo. Sima.
Great.
Thank you.
It is usual.
Viva Purium.
Viva Purium. See. Thank you, guys. It's my first Zoom, so I was literally sweating cold. I was like, Jesus Christ, I forgot everything.
You did perfect. You did so perfect.
You're amazing.
It was so good. Thank you, Raquel. Thank you, everyone.
So good.